the General Agricultural Workers Union, Teachers and Workers Union, Union.
Union of Industry, Commerce and Finance, UNICO, Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, Ghana, NAT, Midwifery Association. We also have Civil and Local Government Staff Association. We also have Health Services Workers Union. We have Ghana Federation of Labor, Ghana Medical Association, Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Construction Building Material Workers.
We also have the Local Services Workers Union, National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, Judicial Services Association, JUSA, Maritime and Dock Workers Union, Coalition of Concerned Teachers of Ghana, CCT, also present.
Timber and Wood Workers Union, Public Utility Workers.
And at this very day celebration, every activity shall be held whole and great to your glory. In all, we pray that Ghana will be better. We pray that the union and TUC all labor will be stronger. We pray that Ghanaian workers will be better. And we pray that every Ghanaian will live a better life. This is what we ask. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Hayes. Once again, we are coming to you from the Independence Square with the 2024 May Day celebration under the theme Election 2024, the role of workers and social partners in securing peaceful elections for national development. At this point, we respectfully want to pay respect to the lost souls of our land. 1 minute silence. Please, let's rise up again respectfully.
Respectfully
A minute silence being observed for departed souls.
may their souls
rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you. Comrades, we will call on the chairman of the May Day Planning Committee to come and do the introduction.
General Secretary Amekashi, you're welcome.
While we wait for the chairman's introduction, chairman of the May Day Planning Committee's introduction of dignitaries here present, my brother commentator, what so far has been your observation of today's gathering?
Well, I'm so much happy because given the downpour, one had thought that workers will not come, but in fact that defied the early downpour of the rains to be here, and the whole place is excited and lit out with excitement from the workers. You know, of course, it's the day to remember the workers. It's the day to recognize them. And fortunately, His Excellency the President is also here as a guest.
Chairman and the General Secretary. I also do so for the leadership of General Agricultural Workers Union, GAWU, also led by the leadership. We also have here Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU, being led by the chairman and the general secretary. We do have Ghana Mine Workers Union, GAWU, also led by the general secretary and the national chairman. His Excellency and the Vice, we also have the Union of Industry, Commerce and Finance, led by my good self and the chairman. We do have the leadership of Industrial and Commercial Workers Union of Ghana, ICU, being led by the chairman and the general secretary. Likewise, we have Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, being led by the general secretary and the national chairman. President, we have Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association, GRNMA, being led by the leadership. We do have Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOSAC, led by Dr. Bampo and the rest of the team. We do have Health Services Workers Union, led by the General Secretary and the National Chairman. We do have Ghana Federation of Labor, GFL, led by the leadership. His Excellency the President. We also have Ghana Medical Association, GMA, being led by the President and the Chairman. We have Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, being led by the leadership. We do have Construction Building Material Workers Union, being led by the General Secretary and the National Chairman. Local Government Services Workers Union, also led by the General Secretary and the Chairman. His Excellency, we have National Association of Graduate Teachers, being led by the Chairperson and the General Secretary. We do have Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, JUSAG, being led by the President and the General Secretary. We have Maritime and Dock Workers Union, MDU, being led by the Chairperson and the Chair. President, we have Coalition Concerned Teachers of Ghana, CCT, being led by the President and the General Secretary. We do have Timber and Wood Workers Union, led by the General Secretary and the Chair. We have Public Utility Workers Union, PUWU, being led by the General Secretary and the National Chairman. We have General Transport, Petroleum and Chemical Workers Union, being led by the Chairman and the General Secretary. We have Communication Workers Union, being led by the General Secretary and the Chair. We do have Railway Workers Union of Ghana, being led by the General Secretary and the Chairman. We have National Association of Registered Midwives, Ghana, being led by the General Secretary and the Chairperson. We do have General Construction Materials and Quarry Workers Youth Union, being led by the Chairperson and the General Secretary. We have Cocoa Research Workers Union, CREW, led by the Chairperson and the General Secretary. We have Union of Informal Workers Association, UNIWA, being led by the President and the Chair. We have the National Union of Cement and Allied Workers Union, NUSPAO, being led by the General Secretary and the Chair. His Excellency, we have Amalgamation of Pensioners and Retired Officers Association, being led by the President and the Chair. We do have Ghana Federation of Disability Organization, being led by the leadership. His Excellency and the Vice, on the day with you to support you for the day is our own, the Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, Honorable Bafowa. We also have the Exchequer, the Finance Minister, Honorable Mohammed Amin Adam. They are all here to support you. The Finance Minister is duly supported by Honorable Abena Osei Asari, the Deputy Minister of Finance. We also do have the Greater Accra Regional Minister, a brother and an Honorable Brother Titus Grover, who have been here as I'm doing here today before. We also have a rep from the International Labour Organization Country Director, Dr. Vanessa Pala. She's here to support you for the day, and the head of the program is Dr. Yao Ban, Secretary General of TUC and the header of Organized Labor. His Excellency, we do have Dr. Isaac Akufo-Addo, the chairman of the forum. To hear again is the national chair of the TUC, Brother Alex Nyaku Opoku, who is also on the day to support you. To support him as well is the vice chair of TUC, Sister Abba Sampson. We also do have on the days to support you the CEO of Employers Association, Brother Alex Frimpong. We also do have the Secretary General of the GFL, Brother Abraham Kumsin. His Excellency the President, we also have from the OATU, that's Organization of African Trade Union Unity, Mr. Mezohud Areski. He's also here to support you. His Excellency, we have the retired leadership of all organized labor group known as DOYEMS. They are here. We also have here all the award winners and all other dignitaries who are here to support you. We also do have the IGP, and he's here with his team. He's here with his team to ensuring that our peace and everything is protected. His Excellency, the chair of today's program, invited guests and other dignitaries, I wish to welcome all of you and to wish you a very productive day. Thank you very much.
Contribution.
Thank you very much, Chairman of the Mayday.
To invest against our pensions in the future. And that is a reality. What government owes SNET is billions. You know, it's not small amount. You know, so it's they can come out with that statement, but that certainly is a worry for all of us.
Well, we we can certainly look forward to the president addressing workers and hope that some of these issues we have raised, whether it is workers' pensions or whether it is doomsor, somehow the president will somehow assure the worker that your cry has ascended to him and something will be done about it.
Well, I also expect that the president would like to speak to the theme of the program. We want to assure all of us that there will be peaceful elections. It's not enough. I also seen the IGP here. He should really make sure that this year's election does not experience the type of violence we've had in the past. And you can see that cocoa workers deserve better. Cocoa workers' welfare is this. Look at the placards. People are really not happy.
Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Honorable Ministers of State, His Excellency the Ambassador of Cuba to Ghana, His Excellency the Ambassador of the State of Palestine to Ghana, the Inspector General of Police, my brother George Dampare, Director of the ILO in charge of Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, Mrs. Vanessa Pala, Secretary General of OWA2, Comrade Areski Mesud, Chief Executive of Ghana Employers Association, Mr. Alex Frimpong, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, once again, we have gathered to celebrate May Day, the day for international workers' solidarity. We are not celebrating the day in Accra alone. Workers across the country have gathered in their various regional capitals to celebrate this important day. On behalf of the working people of Ghana, I would like to welcome the President and the Vice President of the Republic to this parade. It is important to note, comrades, that the President, Nana Akufo-Addo, and his Vice have always honored all our invitations to May Day parades. And he has done so every year since 2017. It is also very significant to note that perhaps May Day parades are the few occasions where we have the President and the Vice President coming together. And to us, this is an indication that our President and the Vice President do appreciate the invaluable contributions of workers of Ghana to this country. I would also like to welcome all our special guests to the parade. And special welcome to Her Excellency, the Cuban Ambassador to Ghana, and His Excellency, the Ambassador of State of Palestine to this parade. Comrades, in the last 8 years, we have established a very strong bond with the working people of Cuba. Every year, a number of trade unionists from Ghana join our brothers and sisters in Cuba to celebrate May Day. This year alone, 40 delegates from Ghana are in Cuba as I speak to you now. This is important because we want to demonstrate to the Cuban sisters and brothers that we share their pain and suffering resulting from the unnecessary and unjustified blockade which was imposed on Cuba by the United States over 60 years ago. We use this opportunity to call on President Joe Biden to end this blockade. We urge the government of Ghana to use whatever influence it has to get the African Union to impress upon President Joe Biden of the United States of America to end the blockade because innocent brothers and sisters in Cuba are suffering. We also want to call on the United Nations to use whatever means available to it to stop the senseless war in West Bank and Gaza. Comrades, we are celebrating this May Day at the time Ghanaian workers and their families are grappling with high cost of living and inflation of over 25%. Exchange rate of the cedi is now almost 14 cedis, if not more, to $1, compared to about 4 in 2016. That means workers who earned monthly salary of 1,000 Ghana cedis in 2016 were taking home the equivalent of $250. Today, 1,000 Ghana cedis is only $71 US. The depreciation of the cedi at this monumental scale, that is about 250% depreciation, represents a huge decline in living standards of Ghanaians generally and workers in particular. This is so because of our over-reliance on imported goods such as medicines, refined petroleum products, and food, whose prices are directly affected by the exchange rate of the Ghana cedi in terms of the major international currencies such as the US dollar and the pound sterling. What it means is that if we want our cities to be stable, we should reduce imports and consume what we produce in Ghana. Furthermore, as we all know very well, Ghanaian workers rely on loans to meet very basic necessities such as rent advance and our children's education. And in some cases, we even have to rely on loans for food. Today, we are paying interest rates of 30% to access loans from the banks. In the informal economy, interest rates can even be as high as 50% or even sometimes higher. Our children graduate from the universities and colleges after we have spent so much on them, but they cannot find jobs. And the trouble is that there seems to be no end of this socioeconomic hardship in sight. We were told that an IMF bailout will help, but we know that IMF bailout cannot be a solution to Ghana's economic hardship. The relatively high wage increases we negotiated for workers in the last 2 years have lost their real values. So, comrades, we have a lot of work to do to protect the working people of Ghana. Brother Chairman, let me shift our attention to the theme of this year's May Day celebration, and that is Election 2024, the role of workers and social partners in securing peaceful elections for national development. As in the previous election years, we chose this theme to emphasize the need for all Ghanaians to work very hard to maintain the peace we are all enjoying in Ghana. As we all know, Ghana has not done too well in economic management, but at least we are enjoying some peace compared to other countries in our sub-region. And the peace we are enjoying is priceless. So we should never allow partisan politics to destroy this peace. Peace is the only thing left for us as Ghanaians, and we should do everything to keep it. It is against this background that the Executive Committee of TUC selected Dr. George Akufo-Addo, the Inspector General of Police, for a very special May Day award in recognition of his excellent leadership of the Ghana Police Service and his invaluable contribution to peace and security in all parts of Ghana since he was appointed by President Akufo-Addo in 2021. You all agree with me that since Dr. Dampare assumed office as IGP in August 2021, we can all feel peace in our country. He has overseen some by-elections, and in all cases, there was peace before, during, and after the elections. We are convinced that with Dr. Dampare in charge of Ghana Police, we should be confident, all of us, that we are going to continue to enjoy peace before, during, and after the general elections in 2024. So, comrades, the chairman of TUC will present the award to Dr. Dampare at this parade. And he will do so on behalf of all the working people of Ghana. Comrades, on 25th April, which was just last week, we organized a pre-May Day forum. And we invited the Electoral Commission, we invited the National Peace Council, and we invited the Ghana Police to come and explain to us what they were doing to ensure that we have peace in December 2024. All these institutions assured us that they are fully prepared for the elections. But like any good thing in life, we all have to work hard for peace, because peace will not happen automatically. It requires patience, it requires tolerance, and it requires respect for one another. The security agencies are saying that they are fully prepared, but they should be properly equipped and they should be ready to deal with anybody who will attempt to deny Ghanaians the peace they enjoy. Churches and mosques must not only continue to pray, but they should also be at churches and in their mosques. Civil society organizations must monitor the elections as neutral stakeholders. The Electoral Commission must be adequately resourced and equipped to conduct free and fair elections. And the courts must be ready, and again, they should also be adequately equipped to deal with all election-related disputes promptly. And most importantly, political parties must respect the choices of the people of Ghana and accept the results of the elections. Each and every Ghanaian must do whatever he or she can so that together we can achieve peaceful election in December this year. Brother Chairman, let us now turn our attention to working conditions in our country. Ghana has relatively very strong institutional and legal frameworks for industrial relations. Many Ghanaians are still not enjoying this. In fact, too many workers still suffer from wrongful terminations and dismissals. In the last couple of years, we have seen that many workers lose their jobs without any justifiable reason. Some are not allowed to exercise their constitutional right to form or join trade unions of their choice to protect their social and economic interests. In fact, now it's becoming difficult in some enterprises to form a union. And many more workers are even denied justice in some disputes with their employers. Wages are so low in especially some private sector institutions and public sector institutions. They are so low. You know, and you wonder how the employers who pay these salaries feel. Because of the low wages, many workers retire and they earn very low pensions. And the pensions are so low that they cannot meet even the very basic necessities of life. Comrades, I would like to use this occasion to appeal to all unions and workers that we have to keep ourselves together and continue to work as organized labor to effectively protect the interests of workers of Ghana. But I'm very proud to announce that after our persistent demands for adequate legal protection for workers, our president listened to us and he responded positively. He then charged the Minister for Employment, Labor Relations and Pensions to ensure that the National Labour Act, Act 651, is reviewed before the end of this year. Considering the amount of work the Labour Law Review Committee has done so far, we are very confident that by the end of this year, we will have a new Labour Act and the President, Nana Akufo-Addo, will sign into law. I would like to commend the Honorable Minister Ignatius Bafowura and especially the Chief Director of that ministry, my brother Kizito Balance, and all the members of the committee for the good work they have done so far. We are expecting the Labour Bill and the Occupational Safety and Health Bill to be passed into law by the end of this year. Comrades, you may recall that since 2020, a very significant proportion of those who retired exclusively under the National Pensions Act of 2008 received lump sum benefits that were below the amount they should have earned if they had retired under PNDC Law 247. That was why we demanded the lump sum top-up for all of them. At the 2021 National May Day Parade, President Akufo-Addo promised to pay the lump sum top-up. Comrades, we have been talking about this for a very long time. The payment delayed, but today, I'm very happy to inform all of you, and all those of you, especially the pensioners listening to me from your homes, that finally, government has released the funds to pay the lump sum top-up for all those who retired in 2020. We expect the same treatment for those who retired in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Comrades, we will not rest until all eligible retirees receive their lump sum top-ups. Chairman, before I conclude, I would like to bring to the attention of our president that organized labor, we are concerned about a number of things. The first one has to do with the delay in the payment of pension contributions to second-tier schemes. Currently, government owes the second tier schemes quite a lot of money. But again, just yesterday, government signed an agreement with us, organized labor, that government is going to pay all the arrears. They are going to pay it partly in cash and partly in government papers. So once again, I would like to thank our Minister, Ignatius Baforua, and then the Minister for Finance, our brother, Honorable Mohammed Amin Adam. I mean, this minister took over not too long ago. And I'm happy that in a few weeks that he has been in charge, he has been courageous to be able to actually clear all our arrears. We are hoping that with this spirit, in 2025, workers will receive the highest salary ever received in this country. Comrades, we are also very concerned about government's failure to pay pension contributions to SNIT. And I'm sure some of you are following what is happening at SNIT. We have a number of questions about SNIT. Mr. President, we cannot discuss all those here. So, as we did last year, immediately after today, we will be very grateful if you could meet with us, just as we met last year, to discuss issues about SNIT and other pertinent issues that are worrying us as organized labor and the working people of Ghana. Chairman, now I would like to conclude the address, but I still have two special appeals to the President. The first appeal is about the International Labour Organization Convention 190 concerning violence and harassment at work. Mr. President, we believe that Ghana can ratify Convention 190 now. My second appeal is about DUMSO. Mr. President, it is regrettable that the people of Ghana have to experience DUMSO again after all what we went through in the past. Please, do something about DUMSO now. On behalf of the working people of Ghana, I would like to thank you, Mr. President, once again. I would like to thank you, Mr. Vice President, for gracing this occasion. We thank all our special guests for joining us at this parade, despite the bad weather that we are experiencing today. We thank the National and Regional May Day Planning Committee members who worked tirelessly to ensure a successful 2024 May Day celebration across the country. We thank the Ghana Police Band and the Ghana Prisons Band. We thank the media. They are here in their numbers to capture this event. We thank all workers who join us to celebrate the 2024 May Day across the country. Lastly, I would like to congratulate my brother, Dr. Dampare, and all May Day award winners. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Long live international working class solidarity. Long live organized labor in Ghana. Long live our dear country, Ghana. Thank you very much.
Please, the Secretary General deserves a bigger round of applause. Please, let's stand up and applaud him. In fact, Secretary
mentioned quite a number of things, my brother, and they're really very telling. I got a few down which I think are worth mentioning. His highlights were high cost of living for the Ghanaian worker, a terrible exchange rate, astronomical, he mentioned, inflation. He also mentioned the CD depreciation and the nation's high dependency on imported goods also affecting our affordability. He mentioned the Ghanaian workers' dependence on loan and in some cases very huge interest rates. He also mentioned joblessness with our youth churning out from universities and having nothing to do really. He also talked about the solution we purported or we expected to have come from IMF, which didn't materialize. He also mentioned the workers' wages and particular emphasis on low wages from the private sector. And then he went on a few, but then key with the president's attention, as he mentioned, was the delay in paying the tier 2 pensions. I thought that was quite telling. And then he went over to wrap up with the almighty Doomso. You also made a few points there.
Certainly, if you look at, in fact, he also talked about the mismanagement of the country, of our economy, and for that matter, we can. What is left as
you are welcome, sir.
He speaks.
Mr. Fawaz Aliu, the Deputy Chief of Staff. The Deputy Chief of Staff, sir, you are welcome. And the last, not the least, is Comrade Ebo Mensah, Programs Director, FES Ghana. Comrade Ebo Mensah, sir, you are welcome. We will continue with the program. We have reached a very special part and we are going to sing Solidarity Forever. And whilst we are singing Solidarity Forever, we want to re-echo that all the alarms and the drums must please minimize before we receive His Excellency's address. Solidarity Forever is on page 3 of the program. It starts like this: when the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there shall be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong. Dun, dun. We shall follow the band standing. Band, please. Shall be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what we'll continue with the program. This is a very special portion of the program, and I will humbly invite the Honorable Minister of Employment and Labor Relations, Honorable Ignatius Bafo Ewua, to our friend. Yes, our friend.
He's our friend.
He's our friend. He has helped us to do all our child labor programs, and the new labor law is coming. Sir, you are welcome.
Oh, so I'm not a comrade.
Oh, you are a friend.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, the Chairman of TUC,
and the General Secretary of TUC, executive members of TUC, and all highly invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Once again, commemorating the International Workers' Day of Solidarity, May Day, a day set aside to celebrate workers across the globe. This year's commemoration has a special feel as it could mark the last time I am celebrating the day with the tripartite partners as the Minister of Employment and Labor Relations. Over the course of the years, we have chalked some great successes worthy of commendation. Our roles as tripartite partners in securing peaceful elections for national development have equally become more important than ever before. On this memorable occasion of May Day, I take this opportunity to express my profound gratitude to organized labor for the immense contributions to the vision of His Excellency the President. Government will continue with the good work of improving the welfare and well-being of workers. This will ensure that the industrial peace and harmony we are enjoying now will continue throughout the electioneering season and beyond. At this juncture, I have a singular honor to invite to the podium somebody who needs no introduction to labor. Because as was said by the SG, he has been with us, this will be his 8th time. And I want to believe never in the history of Ghana has a president consistently identified with labor unions like this before. He understands issues of labor more than any other person, and he's more concerned for issues that are dear to your heart. So, Mr. President, I humbly invite you to mount the podium to address your people. Organized labor, your president. Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Designate, Minister for Pensions, Employment and Labor Relations, and Member of Parliament for Sunyani West, the Minister for Finance and Member of Parliament for Karaga, Minister of State Designate, the Ministry of Finance and Member of Parliament for Etiwa East, the Inspector General of Police, the Chairperson and members of the Board of the Trades Union Congress, the Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress, representatives of organized labor and of foreign labor organizations, President of the Ghana Employers Association, the Cuban ambassador, the Palestinian ambassador, and members of the diplomatic corps, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and pleasure that I stand before you today on this auspicious occasion of the 2024 May Day celebration, which is taking place in a critical year for Ghanaian democracy, when we shall be holding the 9th successive general elections, i.e. presidential and parliamentary elections of the Fourth Republic. The Republic that has generated the longest period of stable, free, constitutional governance in our hitherto turbulent history. As we gather here to commemorate the contributions of workers to our nation's progress, We are thus presented with an opportunity to reflect on the crucial role of workers and social partners in ensuring peaceful elections for national development. Before doing so, I want to reassure the Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress that Ghana has consistently voiced in all regional and international fora its principled opposition to the illegal blockade against Cuba and to demand its lifting. We will continue to express our solidarity with the Cuban people. I must at the outset express the heartfelt appreciation of the Ghanaian people and their government to the hard-working men and women across all sectors whose dedication and commitment drive our economy forward. That is why we celebrate you on May Day. From farmers tilling the land to health workers, healthcare workers on the front line of healthcare delivery, from the teachers shaping young minds to the artisans crafting our infrastructure, from the workers powering our industries and utilities to those supplying our public services. Each one of you plays a vital role in shaping the present and future of our nation. Your resilience, perseverance, and unwavering spirit are the bedrock of our progress, and for that we are very grateful. It is in admiration of and gratitude for these significant contributions to the growth and development of our nation that I have, since my assumption of office as president in January 2017, attended every May Day celebration, even at the height of COVID-19, when the celebration was held virtually. As we approach the upcoming elections in 2024, it is imperative that we recognize the crucial importance of maintaining peace and stability throughout the electoral process. Elections are the cornerstone of democracy, providing a platform for the expression of the popular will and for the peaceful transfer of power when required. However, they also have the potential to divide rather than unite if not conducted in a peaceful and transparent manner. Indeed, the theme for this year's May Day celebration, Election 2024, the role of workers and social partners in securing peaceful elections for national development, underscores the pivotal role that each and every one of us has to play in ensuring that our electoral process is free, fair, transparent, and devoid of violence. Indeed, the destiny of the nation hinges upon the collective actions of workers and social partners to safeguard our democratic principles and uphold the rule of law. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana's track record as a bastion of democracy and peace is an enviable one that needs protection. Our democratic processes have stood the test of time, especially under the Fourth Republic. We have undertaken so far 8 successive elections whose results have given rise to 3 peaceful transfers of power from one party to another since 1992. I am confident that on 7th December 2024, like in previous elections, Ghana will once again emerge stronger, more united, and more capable of advancing her development goals. Workers, as the backbone of our country, have special roles to play in shaping the outcome of elections. Your voices matter, and your participation in the electoral process is essential to ensuring that the concerns and aspirations of working people are adequately represented in our governance structure. I urge you to exercise your civic duty responsibly, engage in informed discourse, and cast your vote for candidates who espouse policies that promote inclusivity, equality, and social justice. As social partners, an important part of your role is to defend and uphold the ideals of the Constitution. Workers should continue to act with utmost integrity, professionalism, and discipline in the run-up to the elections. The political season should not unduly polarize us. Elections are about making choices from available personalities and policies. The fact that we have different preferences should not make us enemies. We are brothers and sisters who will continue living together in the only country that God has given us even after the elections. We must remember that despite the high stakes in previous elections, we exhibited a great deal of political maturity in navigating the challenges we faced. Various governance and security institutions proved their worth and demonstrated independence and resilience in demanding times. Our capacity for securing peaceful elections ahead of the 2024 electioneering season was tested in 2023 when we conducted 2 by-elections in the Kumau and Asen North constituencies, and again yesterday when we conducted another peaceful by-election in Edriso. These by-elections have signaled our preparedness for peaceful elections in 2024. Government is confident that the peace that characterized these by-elections would also manifest in the December polls. Government, through the National Media Commission and in collaboration with various other bodies, is scaling up mechanisms to combat hate speech and the dissemination of fake news, misinformation and disinformation campaigns ahead of the elections. These events have the tendency of inciting violence to mar the peace we are enjoying. Government will not leave any stone unturned as we intensify campaigns on the See Something, Say Something. This initiative, an all-inclusive whole-of-society campaign, encourages citizens to report suspicious activities to the security agencies. Fortunately for us, social partners and workers are well placed to report any suspicious activities to safeguard the peace and security of the country. Fellow Ghanaians, under my leadership, government has resourced and reformed various governance and security institutions to be efficient and independent and ready for the discharge of their duties. In the wake of the global current economic and social challenges, it has become even more imperative to pay closer attention to happenings in the country and within the region. Despite these challenges, we must remain steadfast to overcome emerging threats. Securing peace is not only necessary for the electioneering campaign, but also vital for the stability of the labor front. A peaceful and stable labor front will create a conducive environment for government to implement its policies and programs and for the economy to grow. Government hereby reiterates its resolve to address the concerns of labor in the interest of national development. The upward adjustment of the base pay by 23% in the first half of the year and by 25% in the second half of the year is a demonstration of government's commitment to improving and protecting public sector incomes. This is being done to signal the importance government places on the welfare of workers. Chairperson, Secretary General, though today marks my final day, my final May Day address to organize labor as President of the Republic, having served by January the 7th, 2025, the constitutionally permitted allotment of 2 terms of 4 years each. I want to assure you that this, however, will not be my last encounter with organized labor. In the coming months, there will be a series of engagements with organized labor aimed at promoting peace, stability, and social cohesion. Personally, I look forward to interacting with you once again at the 2nd edition of the National Labor Conference, scheduled for some time later this year. Such occasions offer unique opportunities for representatives of government, employers, and organized labor to have dispassionate discussions on accelerating economic growth for national development. This is critical, and I'm happy that the conference is high on the agenda of tripartite constituents. Ensuring peaceful elections for national development also requires government to strengthen the policy, legislative, and institutional framework of labor administration. Since becoming president in January 2017, the support, cooperation, and collaboration I have received and enjoyed from organized labor has been nothing short of extraordinary. During challenging times, organized labor has shared the burden of government and made sacrifices that ensured recovery and stability. The least I can do for the over 11.5 million people in the labor force and the next generation is to enact a new Labor Act that is comprehensive and contemporary and protects the interests of all actors in the world of work. It will be the most concrete act of gratitude on my part to the leadership and members of this generation of organized labor who have proved to be so responsible in their stewardship. In so doing, let me use this platform also to applaud the sterling, brilliant work of the person I consider the greatest minister for pensions, employment, and labor relations in Ghanaian history, the Honorable Ignatius Bafua Awia, the Member of Parliament for Sunyani West. Mr. Minister, Ayiko. Without doubt, labor issues are some of the most topical and important issues in any country. Such issues touch on the standard of living of the populace, businesses, as well as individuals and family welfare. It is for this reason that I'm happy to announce that my directive for a new labor law to be enacted has been largely carried out. I can say with certainty that with the cooperation of Parliament, the new Labor Act can be promulgated before the end of this year. I'm aware that organized labor and employers are playing very pivotal roles in this, and I commend you and them for that. Government is also providing state-of-the-art infrastructure for labor administration institutions to enable them deliver effectively on their mandates. This includes the procurement of some 60 motorbikes and 17 pickup vehicles to enhance the mobility of labor officers. Furthermore, 16 new public employment centers are being constructed, and some 40 others will be renovated across the regions to give enhanced visibility to and encourage patronage of the Labor Department's activities. Currently, work is progressing steadily at project sites in Yendi, Damango, Wa, Bogatanga, Achimoda, Odumase, Trifohimai, Konongo, Takwa, Atebubu, Wale, Dambai, Hohoi, Bibiani, Kenyasi, and Amasamai. Through these investments, government will strengthen its early warning systems to detect any potential conflicts or labor disputes that may arise. This will help in maintaining a stable labor environment. Chairperson, Secretary General, Election 2024, the role of workers and social partners in securing peaceful elections for national development, places responsibility on state institutions to discharge their duties efficiently. Workers and social partners must hold state actors accountable on their mandates. Disputes and disagreements are bound to arise in the course of work. However, when such disputes and disagreements emerge, we look forward to the responsible agencies for redress. Over the years, government has noted the challenges confronting the National Labor Commission in the discharge of its mandate. The rapid settlement of industrial disputes is a major priority of government. Under the new labor bill currently being prepared, government is proposing fundamental changes to the structure, architect, and adjudicatory functions of the National Labor Commission. These fundamental changes are in tandem with government's policy of ensuring that the backlog of cases becomes a thing of the past. Between 2017 and 2023, a total of 4,207 cases were recorded in the National Labor Commission. The Commission settled a total of 2,678 cases, representing 64% of them, leaving some 36% of the cases unresolved. government, in its quest for peace and security, will continue to roll out various policy measures aimed at strengthening effective labor administration for the transformation of the world of work. It is in our collective interest to promote peace, security, and stability ahead of the 2024 general elections. Ghana is the only country we have, and we must do everything in our power to defend our nation and its constitution. In spite of, we are one people with a common identity. Our political affiliations should not divide us. Instead, our different political opinions should unite us and provoke, at the least, intellectual debate on how best we can move the country forward for the progress and prosperity of all. As your president, I want to assure you of my unflinching commitment to ensuring that the 2024 elections are conducted in a free, fair, transparent, and peaceful manner. Government remains steadfast in its resolve to uphold the principles of democracy, rule of law, and respect for human rights. We will spare no effort in providing the necessary support and resources to the Electoral Commission and other relevant institutions to enable them to discharge their duties effectively and independently. Furthermore, I urge all political actors to conduct themselves with dignity, restraint, and decorum throughout the electoral processes. Let us remember that our differences should be a source of strength rather than division, and that ultimately we should all be united by our common desire to see Ghana succeed. Chairperson, Secretary General, before I conclude, it is imperative that I stress that Ghana's recent economic challenges were not self-inflicted. Until the pandemic, we were, year on year during my first term, one of the fastest growing economies in the entire world. The global landscape was subsequently severely impacted by external factors beyond our control, foremost amongst them being the COVID-19 pandemic, which reared its pernicious head in 2020 and 2021. The devastating effects of the pandemic reverberated across the world. Devastating effects of the pandemic causing widespread disruption to economies, including our own. Moreover, the escalation of tensions following the Russian invasion of Ukraine further exacerbated these difficulties, leading to increased volatility in global markets and heightened uncertainty. It would be ostrich-like to deny these compelling facts. Governments worldwide, including ours, have thus been diligently working to navigate these turbulent times and restore a semblance of normality to our economies. In the face of these unprecedented challenges, it has become essential that we stand united and proactive in our efforts to overcome adversity and charge a path towards sustainable recovery and prosperity for my cough. To state, the government is making significant progress on the performance of the post-COVID-19 program for economic growth since implementation from May 2023 to deliver a more stable macroeconomic environment for all Ghanaians and businesses and lay the foundations for stronger and more inclusive growth whilst protecting the poor and vulnerable. This is evidence, for example, in the doubling of lease cash grants paid to some 1.5 million individuals, representing some 350,551 households across the country. Furthermore, we're seeing strong signs of macroeconomic stability and economic recovery. Government has never been of the view that the IMF bailout package would be a sufficient solution to our economic circumstances. It is important to stress, however, that it represents a crucial step towards our ongoing economic recovery. It has enabled us to implement necessary reforms and policies aimed at restoring fiscal discipline, promoting sustainable growth, and safeguarding the well-being of our citizens. As a result, growth has turned out to be more resilient and robust than initially programmed, as growth ended 2023 at 2.9%, higher than the original projection of 1.5%, and the revised projection of 2.3%. Inflation is declining and has been halved from 54% at the end of 2022 to 25.8% at the end of March 2024. Exchange rate is largely stabilized, and the external balances and gross international reserves continue to improve. Government has improved its primary balance by 4 percentage points of GDP from 2020 to 2023. We have also undertaken key structural reforms to support growth in key sectors of the economy, including mobilization of revenue, rationalization of expenditure, controlling commitments, managing debts owed, improving financial systems, making state-owned businesses more efficient, particularly in areas like cocoa production and energy, and making the financial sector even stronger. These changes are starting to show positive results. Chairperson, Secretary General, in last year's May Day, I made a commitment to you indicating the government would honor its obligations and pay the lump sum topper for 2020 retirees under Act 766. I'm happy to announce to you that the Comptroller and Accountant General's Department has released an amount of 55.4 million cedis to facilitate the payment of outstanding lump sum top-ups, benefits to 5,819 beneficiaries who retired fully under Act 766 starting from 2020, and whose benefits are lower than what they would have received under PNDC Law 247. In addition, government has paid 99.7 million cedis for 9 months, covering July 2023 to March 2024, out of the outstanding Tier 2 contributions of 993.9 million cedis. We have agreed with organized labor on a payment plan to pay the balance in 3 equal tranches by August 2024 this year through a combination of cash payments and government papers. I'm also happy to bring to you notice that notwithstanding arrears of Tier 1 SNIT contributions covering the period 2010 to 2021, we have cleared the outstanding principal amount of 2.46 billion cedis owed by government to the trust through securitization in April 2024. Lest we forget, a considerable chunk of these arrears was contracted during the period of the predecessor Mills Mahama-led governments, arrears they made no efforts whatsoever to clear. Chairperson, Secretary General, it will interest you to note that ILO Convention 190 on violence and harassment at work has been tabled before Cabinet. However, this decision has been taken for a committee of Cabinet to undertake further comprehensive consultations on it before it is retabled before Cabinet for action to be taken on it. Hopefully, this should be very soon. As your President, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all Ghanaians for their patience and understanding during recent temporary challenges with the electricity supply across the country. Over the period, the issues surrounding maintenance of transformers and gas supply have been successfully resolved, resulting in a sufficient improvement in power supply reliability. Indeed, over the past few days, we have witnessed stable electricity supply across the country, with no load shedding reported anywhere yesterday. For the past 7 years, we have worked tirelessly to keep the lights on, and I am confident that the unfortunate era of doomsday will not return. Chairperson, Secretary General, as we stand on the threshold of a new era in human evolution, marked by breathtaking technological advancement, rapid globalization, and evolving economic landscapes, it is imperative that we chart a course that ensures prosperity and opportunity for all our citizens. The future of work looms large on our horizon, presenting both challenges and unprecedented possibilities. Government envisions a future where our economy flourishes as a first world powerhouse, characterized by innovation, productivity, and inclusivity. Achieving this vision requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders, with organized labor playing a pivotal role in shaping our journey forward. In the face of automation and technological disruption, we must ensure that no one is left behind. This means championing policies that promote lifelong learning, upskilling and reskilling initiatives to empower our workforce for the jobs of tomorrow. Moreover, organized labor must be active partners in fostering a conducive business environment that attracts investment, stimulates entrepreneurship, and drives sustainable economic growth. By forging constructive partnerships between government employers and workers, we can create the conditions for a thriving private sector that delivers quality employment opportunities and wealth creation in conditions of social justice. The future of work holds immense promise for our nation, but it also presents formidable challenges that demand our collective resolve. In conclusion, Let us use this great occasion of this year's May Day celebration to reaffirm our commitment to peace, unity, and progress. Let us harness the collective strength of workers and social partners to ensure that the 2024 elections prove to be testaments to the resilience and maturity of Ghanaian democracy. Together, I have no doubt that we can overcome any challenge, surmount any obstacle, and build a brighter future for generations to come. I thank you for your attention and congratulations to all prospective awardees. Long live May Day. Long live trade union solidarity. Long live organized labor. Long live Ghana.
Give His Excellency a big